So the next big thing I want to talk about is the value of finding a niche market for yourself, right? With so many influencers, or at least wannabe influencers, everybody is out here trying to grab the width of the market, meaning they're trying to use a shoe to pop the balloon instead of finding the needle and pinpointing it exactly where they need to pop it to blow up, right? So looking at it, it's kind of hard to do. I understand that. There's so many people, and it's so easy to be like wanting to please everybody, but you kind of have to say like, screw the 7 billion and go after just the people that really care about what you can talk about. And not only what they care, but also people that you feel you can actually provide tangible value to. We want to make sure that what you're doing is actually impacting others in order so that you can create actual impact through your work, right? So there's a couple reasons why I love finding your niche market. The biggest one is it's really easy to identify who your target audience is, as well as potential people to collaborate with, right? If you go after a very specific market, it's easy to identify who the leaders are, as well as understand who you're reaching, right? If you're going after the 20 to 24-year-old college-age girl who's interested in fitness versus women in fitness, right? There's a much better way for you to reach those people because you can find exactly where they're hanging out, so you know that you can provide them value, right? Moving on, and with the value part, it's a lot easier to establish yourself as not only a leader but also an expert in your niche if it's smaller, right? The more specific you get with these things, it's a lot easier for you to be able to actually impact the lives of those people because there's not that many people, right? There's not that many people that are going after that market for you. So if you can stay on the more unique side and the more specific side of establishing what your target market is, there's less competition in the leadership space that is going to enable you to come in and be an actual true influencer to those people. Which leads to my next point, is in niches you can establish a much more loyal following. I started running into it with people like Jay Alvarez, right? Where these companies would go after Jay and they'd talk to him and have him promote their goods. But what happens is they don't really know who they're promoting it to because everybody follows him, right? Which has its benefits also, but at the same time, it's hard for a fitness company to go and be like, Jay, I want you to promote this stuff for any other reason but brand awareness, because you don't know how many of his 4 million followers actually care about what's going on like in the fitness world. So being more specific and having a very specific following that's very loyal is actually going to help you have a greater level of influence when it comes to working with brands and actually building your own product or whatever it is. So focus on building that loyal thing within your niche instead of trying to grab the entire balloon. So now I want to move into kind of like understanding not only your space, but also just who you are right now. So the first thing I want you to do is like go out and reach out to the followers that you already have and ask them questions like, why do you follow me? It's kind of an awkward starting point, but to me, it really helped me establish myself in a market. I knew who was already liking me, right? I knew that the majority of the followers that I had when I was starting out were interested in my personal life, right? So I started there and I started expanding that out to entrepreneurship. So you can start to understand, okay, these people follow me now. Now they follow me for my entrepreneurship advice. And that's the people that now I know to go out and reach for. Like those are the people that I should be targeting as my target market, right? And then you can start to identify, okay, then these people are interested in entrepreneurship. Who else are they following in the entrepreneurship space that is considered like the leader in the space, right? And how can I connect with them? How can I emulate their work in order to get their followers to also enjoy what I do, right? And then looking at that audience that you have and the audience that you're trying to reach and understanding, do they have a need, right? Is there anything that they want or need in terms of value, right? Do they have an underlying thing that they might not even be aware of, but what can you do to fill the void that they are missing in order to make them loyal to you, right? And then are they looking for solutions, right? Are these people looking for like tangible value outside of just information? So you can start to understand what these people want, especially within your target, whether they want workout plans, diet advice. You'd start to kind of see where people are struggling and what they need help with. And that only happens if you're being specific enough, right? If you can really dial down exactly who you can talk to and who you're targeting, it's really going to help you in the long run build a width of an audience, right? But then the beauty of it is it doesn't just come in a width, right? When you have that target niche, it starts with the depth and then it starts to spread from there. And that's kind of the easiest way for you to go in and actually create a level of influence that makes you the leader that people will want to follow. So I know there's always like a couple questions that come with this. I had a couple people reach out, and I'd really like to address some of those questions. So one of the questions was, if I focus on a small group, won't I miss out on a lot of people? And it's kind of a tough question because a lot of people are obsessed with the number of followers that they have. But the big thing is understanding if you'd want to be the small fish in a big pond or the big fish in a small pond, right? And in the influence space, it's a lot more influential to be the big fish in a small pond and really target those specific people to make sure that you can actually build a loyal following, right? I get there's a lot of people, but the beauty of it is a lot of those people aren't really going to care about what you're talking about. So why try to chase those people anyways if they're not going to be loyal to what you actually care about? The other one is people don't want to be labeled, meaning they don't want to be the person that only works with college-age fitness enthusiasts. Fair, but at the same point, like, you have to start somewhere, right? Like, if you can go and you can make a difference in the lives of those 20 to 24-year-old girls that are trying to be into fitness, then it means that you can then provide them enough value where that'll start to spread. And what happens is you can start to move into the fitness industry as a whole as we're moving along in this process. You're not going to be labeled. It's going to just open up more opportunities moving forward because you've already established a loyal following. I just started. I don't really know what I want or even what I'm good at. The beauty of niche marketing is you're continuously, like, building out your understanding of what your audience wants. So you can go and test out the 20 to 24-year-old college girl fitness enthusiast market, and if that's something that you start to see, okay, maybe it's better if I go for the guys because I can provide them more value. It's things that it's always shifting, right? This is a living and breathing marketing tactic that you need to be able to utilize and adapt throughout your process with niche marketing. And what it really comes down to for me at the end of it is answering the 4 questions that I'm going to put below, which are: where do I want to spend my energy? Who do I want to spend my energy with? Do the people in this niche that I want to influence have a need or passion for this? And what people do I get my energy from, right? We want you to have as much passion in your niche as possible, right? We don't want you going and, like, trying to go after all of the foodies if you're a fitness enthusiast that doesn't really believe in that type of food, right? Let's see what gets you out of bed in the morning and talk about that and build an audience around those types of things to make sure that you have the energy and the passion behind connecting with those people and providing them value and being able to be provided value within that niche also. So at the end of the day, let's try to find a niche market that you're really interested in and try to be as specific as possible so that you're able to actually connect with these people and build a loyal following out of all of that audience, right? I'm really excited for the next one. We're going to talk about what type of value you guys can provide to that niche market.